Welcome back to their hot takes video, and the first one comes from Bret Hart, who says that today's wrestling needs to ban slap spots. As we know, Vince McMahon banned it back in 2020, and a lot of wrestling fans were upset with that decision. However, since stepping away from the WWE and with Triple H coming in, we've seen the return of leg slaps, and I just want to say that I completely agree with Bret Hart. We don't need to see anyone slapping their legs during a kick or anything like that. It takes away from wrestling. It makes it look extremely fake. I'm not a fan of it. I was happy that the WWE did indeed get rid of it back in 2020, and now that they brought it back, I'm unhappy again. So hopefully they listen to Bret Hart, and hopefully we never see another wrestler slap their leg in the WWE or in all of wrestling, honestly. Madden Davis says that if Roman is not scheduled to return at SummerSlam, then CM Punk and Drew should main event, and I kind of have to agree with that. I think that Solo versus Cody is not a SummerSlam main event, especially because CM Punk and Drew McIntyre have been feuding for so long, and now that you have Seth Rollins in the picture, I think they got to main event. I really hope they do if Roman does not come back, but if Roman is coming back, then Solo and Cody have to get that main event spot because that return is going to go insane. Staying with CM Punk, this says that CM Punk will lead the New Judgment Day. I don't think that's the case. I don't want to see that at all. I think CM Punk is much better as a singles competitor, but aside from that, I don't want to see this guy with Finn Balor or Damian Priest or any of those guys. I just think keep CM Punk by himself. If you want to have him team up with John Cena or somebody in the future, because apparently that's a rumor, that's fine. But I don't want to see him leading a faction. As I said, he's much better as a singles competitor. The next hot take says that Cody's title reign is actually good. It has 3 great title defenses, a great feud with AJ Styles, good promos as well, but his one problem is that he is being held back by that shit bloodline stuff. And I want to say that his reign is okay. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's bad. It's kind of average at this point, but I do want to agree with the bloodline stuff. I don't think that Cody needs to keep feuding with the bloodline right now. Maybe down the line, maybe if he turns face, but right now I'm not a fan. Speaking of the bloodline stuff, the big dog says that Solo should beat Cody at SummerSlam, and that is one super spicy hot take that I just can't agree with. I do not want to see Solo win. I don't think he should win. I think Cody versus The Rock or Cody versus Roman are 2 big matches that gotta happen in the future. Then you got Randy Orton. I think Solo just winning the belt would ruin a lot of those plans, so he should not win. Speaking of The Rock, this says that considering the final boss is almost guaranteed to return for Cody, if not Randy, then The Rock should be the one who beats Cody for the undisputed title. The heat he would get would be insane. I don't hate that idea at all. I think the final boss was one of the greatest things we've ever seen in all of pro wrestling, but one problem I will have is if he's not showing up, at least to defend the title once every 2 months. I don't love seeing a non-defending champion, but if it's The Rock, I will let it slide. But if The Rock comes back and has the title for like 6 months and doesn't show up, then that would be whack. Dark Lightning says, within the next 6 years, maybe at WrestleMania 46, Roman and Cody should have a trilogy, but this time Roman as a babyface and Cody as a heel. The stipulation should be that whoever loses has to retire. Let's get rid of that stipulation. I do not want to see that one, but I do want to see a third and final match between Roman and Cody at WrestleMania, and I don't think we should wait until WrestleMania 46. Honestly, if I was WWE, I'm booking it for WrestleMania 42 because I do think a Homelander Cody versus a badass babyface Roman could do big numbers and could make a lot of money. Duncan Rules says that the IC title picture is more interesting than the WWE Championship right now, and I disagree. Like, I know that Cody has not had the best reign, but to say that the IC title is better, I don't agree with. I think the IC title picture is cool. You got Braun Breaker, you got Sami Zayn, you got Ilya Dragunov. That's great, but I don't think it's better than Cody Rhodes and his matches against AJ Styles or Logan Paul. Young Tim says that the World Heavyweight Championship feels more prestigious than the WWE title. I think you can make that argument, and I think it would work. I do think that Damian Priest has done a better job, or at least the storylines on Raw have been more interesting, and the matches have been a lot of fun too. So I would say that the World Heavyweight Championship does feel more prestigious than the WWE title, and if Gunther wins, then it might be even more prestigious than it is right now. Better Than Premier League says that I have to finish my story by getting mentioned in your channel, and they say that Roman Reigns will win the World Heavyweight Championship. I do not see that happening. I think if Roman's winning a championship, a World Championship, it's going to be the WWE title, but even with that, I don't want to see that happen. I think that Roman should not be a World Champion again unless he's doing a full-time schedule, or at least showing up more than once every 6 months, because that was getting ridiculous. Jonathan says that Dominic should be a world champion, at least a short-term one, at some point in 2025. I would not mind at all. I think Dom would make for a great world champion. I think he's going to have multiple world championships in his future, so why not start now and give him maybe a 1 month or 2 month transitional run? Yeah, it's not a terrible idea, but with Triple H, I don't see it happening. He does not book short-term things like that. I do want to say that I want to see Dom win the Money in the Bank in 2025 and then cash in 2026. Addison says that as much as I love Gunther, putting the title on him right now is not the play. He needs another lengthy title reign, and I just don't see him with a world title at WrestleMania. Plus, I think Damian has proved he deserves a longer run with the strap. And to make things even more interesting, this hot take says that Gunther should not win the World Heavyweight Championship. I feel like Finn Balor should dethrone Damian and instead have Gunther beat Cody for the undisputed WWE title. Right there, it builds story. Finn's story of capturing the World Heavyweight Championship as he deserves, and Gunther finally getting his revenge on Cody, and then Cody turns heel. There's a lot going on there, but I will say that I think Finn Balor beating Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship could be a great storyline. And honestly, I could see Gunther beating Cody for the WWE title. That would work as well if they want to go down that route. With that said, I don't mind Gunther winning the World Heavyweight Championship because he will bring prestige to it, and I think that WWE might be booking a big-time WrestleMania match between Gunther and Brock Lesnar for WrestleMania 41. That's just my little prediction. The next hot take says that Paul Heyman was the best member of the Bloodline. I will disagree and say it's Roman Reigns, but I will say Paul Heyman is number 2, followed by Sami Zayn, and then Jey Uso, and then Solo, and then Jimmy Uso. I'm not considering the new Bloodline. That's a totally different thing in my opinion. Matt says that Seth Rollins is supremely overrated. I gotta say I disagree. I think he is properly rated, but I do want to say that I think he could be a lot better if he stops with his goofy, flamboyant stuff he's doing. If he's more serious, that Seth Rollins would get so much more over. That's what I would do if I was Seth Rollins, but he clearly has not been doing that, so I don't think it's going to change. But that is my 2 cents on Seth Rollins. But for now, he is properly rated. He's still one of the biggest stars in WWE. C Omega says that Ellie Knight is not world championship material. Same with Jey Uso. I gotta disagree with this. I think both Ellie Knight and Jey Uso right now could be the world heavyweight champion or the WWE champ. It would work. It would be great, and they would sell so much money because these two are they've been selling merchandise like crazy. So I think a lot of people want to see these guys, especially if they were world champions. Hopefully it happens sometime in the near future. This person right here says that Ellie Knight is even worse than not championship material. They think that Ellie Knight is a glorified jobber, which is just insane. I do not think that's the case. Ellie Knight is a superstar. He's one of the most over people in the company. His wrestling is decent. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's good enough to be a world champion. So I gotta disagree. He is not a glorified jobber, and hopefully he is the US champion this weekend. The next hot take says that Triple H's reign of terror was necessary for Raw after the brand split, and no one else could have carried Raw except Triple H. I would disagree with this one because I think you had Shawn Michaels, and even though people don't love him now, Goldberg was a fan favorite when he first came to the WWE from WCW. Then you had Booker T, who was clearly world championship material. I think there's plenty of guys on the Raw brand from 2002 through 2004 that would have done a great job as being the world champion. Even Kane. I think Kane deserved a good run because he only had a one-day title run in the Attitude Era. And the last hot take from the real TJP says that WCW will make a comeback with the combination of NXT and TNA. And honestly, that is one of the most fire ideas. I hope it happens because a rebrand with NXT and TNA, bringing back WCW with that name, that would kind of be fire, and I want to see it happen. So hopefully it does. Anyways, that is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you all in the next video.